Hello lovelies. So this is a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout that I have done for a cyber crop. I just did this today, and this is a goodbye 2023 cyber crop. And one of the challenges was record your top 12 memories from 2023. And I thought that was a fantastic way to end out the year. So that's what I started on. And what I'm doing right now is I am putting my photos together in the Project Life app. You may, if you watch my December daily video, you would have seen me do this before. And I always forget that when I put it into iMovie, you can't see everything, but you can sort of get the gist of it. What I do to make it easier for myself is I put my photos in my favorites folder. I have an iPhone, so I just highlight the ones I like, put them in my favorites folder, and then it just makes it easier for me to find them when I go into the Project Life app. I picked what size I want, so I go to 4x6, and then I picked, because I decided to do 2 4x6s with 6 photos each, so it gives me basically 6x8 when I put them all together. And I really wanted the big photo to really highlight this this theme. So that's what I did in the Project Life app. I did 2 4x6s and I just put my photos, swapped them out for each other, and then printed them with my selfie. I do love having my selfie at home. It's really great when I see a challenge like this, or I get in the mood to scrap and I don't have any photos printed. I can just print it with my selfie. So oh my goodness, I was very indecisive to start with. Once I get my background and everything sorted, I'm really good, but I'm very indecisive. It's working with the 6x8 size was really a challenge for me. So I decided, because the photos are all different colors. Oh, hang on here. I love this part. This has given me a beautiful background in my altered book art journal that I'm really looking forward to using. No mist or spray or paint gets wasted in my art room, so the overspray on my stencil had to go into a separate book, so that's why I just grabbed a random book and smushed it down on my stencil, so all that fabulous ink left over didn't go to waste. And again here, more ink is still on there, so that's not going to waste, that's going into another book. What was I saying? Oh, I forgot what I was saying now. Yes, I was very indecisive about my layout to start with. I knew I wanted to put all of my 12 favorite photos or memories onto 2 4x6s, so I knew I wanted to work with the 6x8. Only problem is I don't work in that big generally, so it didn't really leave a lot of space left over, and because the photos are all different themes and there's a lot of color happening, I wanted to keep the rest of the layout very simple. I want to say monochromatic, but it's not really monochromatic. I decided to go with black and gold because I figure that works. I love the stars. I knew I wanted to stencil on my background, and I found this old Dilution star stencil. I love it because the stars are quirky, they're not perfect. It's not 12 by 12, it's 9 by 11. Is it 9 by 11? Yeah, or 9 by 12, 9 by 11. And so I thought it would work because I was planning on putting my photos in the middle, but then it didn't really leave me a lot of space for my title. So, oh my goodness, I chopped out a fair bit of it. I do mess around with the placement of my photos for a very long time till I finally decide on what I'm going to do. So I'm matting my photos because I just felt like it needed a matte, obviously. And this is an old Amy Tan paper. It's black with pink, white and yellow or gold spots, and I thought this worked. One, it sort of had the confetti look about it, but also gives it a little bit of color but not too much, so it's not overwhelming with the photos. And I felt that the yellow/gold worked with my gold speckles in the background, and I figured it worked. What I did before I started this is I went through all of my collections. If you've watched my videos in the past, you know that when I buy scrapbook collections, I like to buy all of the collection. I keep them in 12 by 12 Ziploc bags and I keep them in my stash together. So what I did is I went through my collections to see if anything popped out at me that I might like to use, knowing that I wanted to go with a very muted palette. I didn't want a lot of colors because there's a lot of colors in my photo, but there's no central theme in my photos because it's all different memories. So this paper was one that I pulled out. Realizing that I'm not going to be able to put my photo in the middle because it's just far too big. I decide to stencil the rest of my background and work on the full 12 by 12. So instead of just having those stars in the middle and making it very hard for me to commit somewhere to put my photo, I decide to just star the whole thing, and then I'm going to work with my photo off center. Then I'm like, no, it needs a border. I mess around for a long time. It needed a border, so I trimmed off, I think, like maybe a centimetre or two from the two. So I was going to do a little bit from each side, but I don't know how. With my trimmer, I managed to make it too crooked, so I had to go in and chop more off to make it straight. So in the end, I only needed to trim 2 sides of my paper, and it gave me plenty of room to give it a border. I thought, okay, let's mat it on some white cardstock. Don't ask me why. That wasn't going to work. So of course I go with black. Once I mat this on some black cardstock, this layout comes together really quickly after this. This took me the longest. I'm really out of practice. You can really tell I haven't scrapbooked in a while. I'm very rusty. Once I get this all matted down, the layout comes together quite quickly after this. I finally get the flow of things happening. But yeah, as you'll notice, this is the majority of the video, me doing it. It took me I'm really out of practice, especially with the mixed media. It was it took me a long time. I'm blaming the photo size though. I don't think I've ever scrapped a 6x8 photo. Even though it is 2 4x6s, it does end up being a 6x8 photo basically, because I put them together. I do love how that photo came together though. I do love having my 12 mini photos separated onto a 6x8. I love how it represents the 12 memories, top 12 memories of the year. For being honest, I only went back through what was on my phone, which is up to July. So yeah, I take a lot of photos. It was very hard to limit it down to 12. But, you know, there's some good memories there. The photos represent different memories. Like there's Will playing soccer, the birth of my nephew, obviously Christmas, and, you know, Cooper getting sports captain. There's a picture of me and my sisters, which represents how we do a sisters dinner once a month now. So even though it's just one random photo, it's there to represent specific memories. Ruby starting preschool, Will and his soccer tournaments, getting named on an all-star team, one of my favorite photos that I took of a constellation. Yes, I do love the memories. It was a really great theme for a challenge, and I just love how my representation of that has come out. So because I wasn't sure how my title was going to work, I thought I have these little gold stickers. I'll put 2023 in the middle of my photos. I had some negative space that would fit. And then I found some more, like I said, I was going with gold and black. I found some bigger gold thickers, and I decided to do top 12 memories. So I used 2 different thickers for that, and that ends up being my title. And like I said, because it's a big photo and it's very busy, lots of different colors and themes, I do decide to keep it very simple. So after I've got my my title down, I put some little gold glitter stars just around my title, just to embellish that a little bit more. These are actually some very old Kaiser Craft gold stickers. These are in my Christmas stash, and because my Christmas stash is right next to me on my desk because I haven't finished my December daily yet, this worked quite well to use these. The only problem is they don't stick very well. They're very old. I really need to glue them down. You'll see very soon that the 2 from my 2023 goes missing. See if you can find it. When it goes missing, see if you can spot it, because I go get another one before I find where it disappeared to. But yeah, just see if your screen's big enough, see if you can find it. But yeah, so I'm just putting down just to highlight my title a bit, some gold glitter stars, and then I'm going to put some little gemstones down. Not gems, what are they? Rhinestones. Yeah, I'm out of practice, people. Just some little rhinestones. And then I decide to add a Charms Creation star to my layout. I felt it needed something more, and this is my favorite purchase ever. I bought this from Daiso. Is it Daiso? Before ours closed down. It cost me like $8, and it's a long reach stapler. Best thing I ever bought. So I put that there, and that is black with denim, so it sort of helps my, do I want to say mono? It's not monochromatic, but it does help my muted color palette. This is where, so I love to doodle on my backgrounds. So because I've got stars, I want to go around them with a white pen. Watch how many white pens I pull out before I get one that works. Oh my goodness, I have the worst luck with white pens. I have jelly rollers. I have knockoff Temu white pen. It ends up being the Signo Broad. It's all, actually, I do pull one out that doesn't work, but my trusty Signo, it's always the Uniball Signo Uniball Broad. Finally get one working after 5 white pens. But you know what I'm really bad for? Instead of singling these pens out and throwing them out, I'll put them all back in my pen jar because I don't want to give up on them. I want them to work. So I'll think that, you know, I can fix them. I can resurrect them. They'll work. So I'll put them back in my pen jar to fight with them next time they come out. And I won't try and get them working then. I'll just move on to one that does, and I'll put them back in the jar again, thinking that next time I'll fix them. Tell me I'm not the only one. Tell me I'm not the only one that doesn't want to give up on a pretty pen. Tell me I'm not nuts, people. Anyway, I'm not doodling around every single one. I sort of go for every second one. I just like the hand-drawn element. I love how it looks, especially, you know, it just gives the stenciling just something a little bit more. And it really just makes your background pop a bit, I think. I just love hand-drawing around it's been a long time since I've actually misted through a stencil as well. See, here's the 2. It's gone missing. Can you see it? Can you find it? Yeah, I have to go get another one. It's up in the top. It's going to disappear in a minute, but it is up there on the top right. Yeah, it stuck itself to my leg. See, there it is. Yeah, did you see it? Anyway, so now that I have doodled around some of my stars, I've got my title down. I just want to add a tiny word sticker across my star there, just sort of, you know, to add a bit of journaling to my layout, just to sum up, you know, my photos and things. I did want to put some little writing on some of my photos, but I decided against it, like especially that star, the one of the constellation. I wanted to put no filter needed, but I didn't want to ruin it with, you know, either my handwriting, and I know I couldn't find a tiny label small enough, but anyway, I decided against it. So I thought I'd put just a tiny word sticker through that star there, just to add a bit of journaling to my layout, and then that's pretty much it. I think that will be the end of probably my last scrapbook layout for 2023, and what a good way to round it out with my top 12 memories in photos for 2023. So yeah, like I said, this was for a cybercrop over on Facebook. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a few more challenges. I do love cybercrops. They're a lot of fun. I love, you know, scrapbooking for some challenges. It really helps get the mojo flowing. So if you ever get stuck, find some challenges online to do. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be back real soon for more. Bye for now.